Hello guys, what's up? This is Scher talking. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be very specific. We'll be talking about Conquest and how you can farm Conquest as a better place to farm status. Well, Conquest is a very interesting type of event. It only happens every 3 months in Japan. I believe we'll get some of them faster because we are going on increased speed. And I believe this is now my favorite event in the game. Simply because it gives you so many options, so many different things to do, a lot of rewards. There's a lot of variation with what you can do here. Also, the soundtrack is amazing. It's the same from Romancing Saga 3. And what makes Conquest so good? It's just that you get so many rewards just by clearing the stages, and also when everyone clears, it's a collaborative effort. And well, you can also use just for increased gains as well. So I will not be talking too much about how the system works because I'm kind of waiting till they release the second part so we can talk about bosses, because Conquest right now is only about small stages where we only face minions. But you see, there's solo play mode. There's only 5 stages that you need to clear to unlock co-op mode, and co-op mode is based on your actual strength. So as you can see on the image that I'm showing on the left, if you cleared episode 13, that's the highest we can right now in the game. That means that the cap that you can farm status will be the same here. So the base cap is 66 and 920 HP, and that is the same that you find here. And that allows us to do a lot of good stuff, because, well, when we have normal stamina, when on normal gameplay for story mode, we kind of use 22 energy just to run a stage on very hard. But look on the coasts here, it's only 10 energy. And then you can run and get the same caps for status as you will be getting on the normal story. That's why I spent a lot of time trying to do some research here. I believe that the past 4 days was all about me doing research on this. This is also the reason why I didn't make a video before. And well, that allows us to understand some stuff. Well, the cap will be based on your progress on story mode. So progress story mode first before you go and spend your time here on Conquest. And well, there's way too many different stages on Conquest. You can see here, I will even click on this button here that shows the whole picture. And there's a lot of different stages. The ones with the blue icons are the ones that are already unlocked, and the ones with the gray icon are still not unlocked. There's way too many that are not unlocked. But there's some catch here, and I was trying to understand how this works, because man, they would never try to make a very specific type of enemy in a single node here. There's way too many nodes for them to program different squads altogether. So what I did was play all the different stages and try to find some relations between them. So some stages are equal to others. And in order to fully understand that, I will open my map. I built a map for this, like I said, it was 4 days of work. And that will kind of explain how this works. Let's just go into that. Here we have this map. Man, it took me so much time to build. And you can see here that there's some numbers on the left side of the image. And well, when you have a same number on different nodes, it means that the enemies that you find are actually the same. Because, you know, let's just go here with the mouse. Let's see where we go. Here, well, you can see the loop here, it kind of explains. So, this point number 1, you will face a specific type of enemies, but there's no other place with a number 1, so this is very specific, and I also use it for some farming. But you see lots of 6. You see a 6 round right here, there's another 6 here, another one here, and some others around the map. There's a lot of number 6, a lot of number 13 as well, because number 13 is an underwater stage. You find enemies that live underwater, and 6 is plains, so you find a lot of enemies that lives on plains. So you have bugs, you have animals, some hybrids, and on number 13 you always find some creatures that live underwater. And this game works different, so that it's kind of like Pokemon, you know? If the enemy is a water type, he's usually weak against some type of stuff. He's usually weak against cold damage, that is ice, and lightning damage. And also, most of the time they are weak to pierce or blunt, usually against blunt. Fishes are always weak against blunt, but some other creatures are instead weak against pierce. If they have a large shell or if they have a large body, they are usually weak against pierce instead of blunt. It's a very interesting thing because there's reasoning behind their decisions on the weaknesses. So what happens is that, well, this map is very, very huge. I also increased the way to understand it by giving two different informations here. The first one is this on the left. So I explain here that if you want to train a sun damage character, you can just go to 9 on the map. You have 3 different 9s, I think. Yeah, we have 3. We have one here, another one here, another one here. These are different cities in the map, and they always have the same group of enemies, and they are all weak against sun. You can see on the left side of the image that, let's see here. Number 9, Winter City. I describe this as a winter city. The enemies are always weak against sun, you can see it here, and most of the time they are also weak to pierce and heat, so you can train both. That is interesting because we were talking about this. And, well, if you want another type of element like cold and lightning, like I said, underwater is your place to go. Well, I have to just get this image to a different size so we can see it better. You see, underwater here is cold, lightning, most of the time also blunt and pierce. It's good because you can bring a different mixed squad to train. But in my opinion, the best place to farm is Winter City, and I'll explain why. City, Winter City, and underwater are the best ones. So, I will just get into a different image here, and also my website that I'm working. It's actually a blog, but we are working on this to make a lot of different content for univerSe. And on this page here, you can see that I also did something for Holy Stones. I still don't have a video version of this guide, but, well, I'll be posting this probably by tomorrow at max. And you can see that we have the same image here, but we also have a different image. And this one is more pocket, like I like to say. Why it's a pocket? Because it's just showing the stages that matter. Because, like I said, all stages with the number 13 will have the same group of enemies. So let's just focus on the small picture here. There's a small picture, so it's easier to understand. You don't have to look to the other places on the map. Just focus here. We have the number 1, we have the number 6, we have the number 9, and we have the number 13. Like I said, 1 and 9 and 13 are the best ones. So just focus on these 3. Okay, so now it's time to get back into the game. Let's just get back into the game. I think I already explained everything. And that's the pocket version here on the left side of the image as well. So, there is a very good thing here that I want to explain how it works for farming. It is that, like I said, episode 13 is the same cap as this one. And not just that, but we have a lot of characters that are getting some increased status gains, especially the platinum styles that we can trade, the recent characters that were also featured in banners. And, well, let's just start with stage that has a 9. Well, let's just go here. It's exactly here, Lance. So you click on the stage, and then we go to battle prep, and I'll show my strategy for the stage. Let me just search for my squad. Okay, so this is my squad. I am only bringing blue and the new Princess White Rose. Well, they are enough to clear all the enemy waves with a very easy setup. Actually, I am using blue with the normal staff. Interesting because, well, blue is very strong already. We don't need even more power. And I'm training my Princess White Rose. And Blasted Garden is even stronger than the Wildfire from blue. So that's why I'm bringing the best weapon, that is Caduceus. We got this with blue event. And also we are bringing Holy Stones that increases damage on full HP. So we have 2 characters with the same setup equipped. One is using a normal staff, the other one is using an SS staff. Doesn't really matter which one is using, but they both together are super strong. And the thing is more about Blasted Garden being B damage against, you know, only D damage from Wildfire. Wildfire is not as strong, but it clears easy mobs, so no problem here. You can also try to bring some other spells, but I don't think it's good. Just bring Wildfire, increase your Storm burst to at least 11, so he do not use it on turn 1. And for Princess White Rose, we have to inherit Chocolate Ball, so you need to have the other Princess White Rose as well. This is like the overpowered squad. I'll be talking about a different variation as well, so everyone can farm here without being, well, someone with a very good luck with the recent banners. So I will just click here on Battle Start so we can see the result of this farming. And the 3 characters that I'm bringing here are useless. They are not even equipped. I am just trying to prove that it works. Well, you can just bring 2 very strong mages here. Both Herman and the other characters here, that Nora and what's the name of the other one? Balmain. They are very weak. So don't mind about them. They are also very slow, so I don't want them to attack before my Blue and Princess White Rose. We got a different type of enemies here. We got a Minotaur and a Vampire, and like I said, they are always weak to Sun. You can just be sure of that. Like I said, spent a lot of days trying to figure this out. And some of them are also weak to Spears and Heat, but this one is not. You see, only Sun. So that's why we are bringing 2 Sun damage dealers. Let's just click on Full Power Auto to see if we are strong enough. This is actually still very easy. You see, 16k damage. I forgot to say, but Princess White Rose is level 45 on rank. And Blue is level 46. So he's a little on the front. Yeah. And with this scenario here, you see, it's lacking just a little small damage. 700, and Herman finished the wave. But the stronger you get, the stronger it will be. And we are bringing very weak characters. They are getting a lot of status here. And that's the whole reason why I think this is a very good moment to train a lot of different characters. And even thinking about the future of some characters, they are supposed to be stronger. Let's just try and run this again. All the new Platinum styles that we can choose can be trained here. You have to check the characters they are featured here. And I will explain it better. Blasted Guardian, it will eventually just clear the waves. I'm pretty sure of that. And then we can even bring another skill with Blue that is a little stronger for AoE. But, well, not right now. My Princess White Rose still doesn't have Blasted Guardian maxed. But before we check the characters that we can bring here, I will just show you a more free-to-play unlucky strategy. Because, well, it's the best place to farm in my opinion, since all enemies will be weak against Sun. So in order to understand this, I will just show you my second squad here. And, well, that's not this one. And it's this one here. With this, I'm focusing on using Magical Shower just like the other one. Magical Shower increases the intelligence of 2 mages, but we cannot increase of the 3 characters. I'm not bringing Princess White Rose to the backlines because she's very slow already. If I bring her to the backlines, she will just be even worse. She will just attack after the enemies. Also, this place here, the enemies are pretty slow. There are some other places where the enemies are a little faster. And I'm giving Blue and Kongming the backlines. They get increased damage. So I'm also bringing 2 other characters that can get some status. I don't know if they are featured or not, but they are very slow. Just try to bring slow characters to train, give them equipment that decreases agility so they do not interfere with your farming. So this is kind of easy to get. I believe that Kongming is a Platinum, Blue can be farmable, and everyone is after Princess White Rose, even now that she's back. So it can be replicated very easily. And it's just a way to prove that everyone can take advantage of the strategy. Okay, so now let's just run this. There is a different group of enemies here, but they are all weak against Sun. This is normal Blue, it's not the new Blue. Yeah, we just finished it. You see, depending on the group of enemies, they may be so weak that even 2 characters will be enough, even without being overpowered. But if we got some different enemies, then we have to track 3 times, but this was not the case right now. So at least this explains that it's super easy to farm the stage, right? Even bringing only 2 mages, you are able to bring 3 trainees to just get some status. Well, like I said, I will be checking the different characters that can get more status gains here. Defeat Sea Lord for Neos. So this is the list of all the characters that are getting more status. So you can train all of them. There's a long list. And it should be very good for people that are needing some extra damage. And because you don't need very perfect units to clear the stage, you can just do this for all the characters. So now we'll be talking about another stage that is also easy to farm, because there are many. City was actually the first stage that I noticed that is cool for farming, and this is one here. City, it's only on the Yarmouth right now. It probably will be more on when they update the Conquest, but I'll be also updating the video to see if we have more different strategies. You see there are a lot of people are running this as well. But it's not the best. I think this Snow City that I explained there, it's easier than this one, because here the enemies can be a little different. This is the squad that I'm using. We have Barthélemy and Judy. And why are we bringing two mages again? Simply because the enemies are mostly weak against Slash and Moon. Asylus will be very fine here, but Asylus cannot open with an AoE attack, and that is a problem. Well, Aisha, Onsen Aisha can open with an AoE attack, I believe, and then she just keep using AoE attacks. It's easier. We only need to think about two waves, since, well, there's only two waves. We'll probably try to clear them with the first turn. But Judy is very strong and easy to use on this setup here. The same with Barthélemy. Barthélemy is ultra strong. And I also want to thank Mario Hardy because he helped me being able to summon here. For Barthélemy. Otherwise, I will not have this character to show you some strategies with him. We'll be talking about Barthélemy more and more often because, well, this character here is 10 out of 10, like I said, and very good for farming. Well, let's just run this and see if it works. Not all enemies will be weak against Moon. Not all enemies will be weak against Slash. But Barthélemy has something interesting here, because if the enemy is not weak against Moon or Slash, it will be weak against Heat. You can already see here by looking on Robins. Robins is weak against any type of elemental damage that's not Moon or Sun. You see Heat, Cold, and Lightning. All the enemies that go out of the rule of being weak to Moon and Slash, they will be weak to either Heat, Cold, and Lightning. All of them. That's a rule that is applied to this stage. So what you do is just bring Barthélemy, because he can cover all ground. He will always finish the first wave by himself. So the second one, you can just bring whatever, even some other characters to train here without bringing trainees. Let's just click full power auto so you can understand. No, Abaddon Hands deals like 15-16k damage, but you need this maxed. A second wave is another just Jesters. The problem is that on the second wave, if the enemy is not weak against Heat, he do not deal so much damage. But at least he opens the possibility of you bringing very high damage. Well, some skills that uses 13 BP will be useful because he just cleared the first wave by himself. So this is one of the different strategies by bringing Barthélemy, but you don't really need to just bring Barthélemy. You can also bring Rouge. The new Rouge actually can bring an AoE attack and also another sheep AoE attack that can be used as a follow-up, just like we use it Blue. So let's see if we have another different strategy for the stage here. Well, just to explain it before we show another squad, Judy needs to have some changes with her skills. You know, Dark Flare has to be increased to 15, so, well, she does not use Dark Flare on turn 2. And Psycho Noise is maxed, Dark Sizzle is maxed. And you can also bring the, Holy Stone to increase damage on full HP. I'm not using with her, but it's okay. But I am using with Barthélemy. Barthélemy really needs this to just increase his output damage. You know, Abaddon Hand is maxed, and his Fire Happier is also with a full HP plus. This is needed to kind of guarantee that he will always clear a wave. Okay, so now I'll be talking about a different squad. So this is the second alternative squad. You can bring Rouge instead of Barthélemy. He will probably clear waves easily as well. He will not attack the fire weakened enemies, but well, even though he cannot clear by himself, he alongside Judy is enough. The only problem is that I will not be able to show you this run because I don't have a book to reduce the Energy Storm BP. You have to bring Energy Storm. You have to reduce this to at least 9 BP. And then you have to just go here for Raging Gust and increase it to 13. And Dark Sizzle needs to be fully awakened as well. Darkbringer really doesn't matter here. But Dark Sizzle is important. You can even increase Darkbringer, and just allows him to have Energy Storm and Dark Sizzle, so that allows him to clear the waves. Because everyone is probably with a Rouge or a Blue, they can choose a different path that they can farm. Well, besides having this Rouge equipped like that, you can also bring, say, Acelus. You can bring Alan. This version of Alan here has a horizontal attack with heavy slash that really helps. You can also bring Acelus. She will start with Whirlwind. It's better than starting with Rosario and Pale, so increase the BP of Rosario and Pale so that she can start with Whirlwind, and then she just keeps using Mirage Step. That is a very good alternative strategy. Well, for those without any of these, they can still use maybe Ward, since he has Gravedigger that will probably hit a lot of enemies. And this is mostly for people that don't have the optimized characters. You can bring 3 slash damage dealers here and just be fine. So this kind of covers the slash weak strategies. I will only explain another one that I think this is not the right time to do it, but well, we can, just because we can. Let's run this number 6 here. Let's see where we have a number 6. Number 6 is here. This is the plains that I was talking about. The keys with plains is very interesting because it's similar to a forest scenario where most enemies are plants or insects. Most of them are weak to heat. But the problem is just that, well, there are not many heat damage dealers in this game yet. Especially not many AoE damage dealers. We have Barthélemy, but who else can we bring here? I will just bring Barthélemy back so you can see how this works. And this guy is a monster. Well, we already know about that. We'll just have to equip his weapon again. And then you can bring actually any type of damage dealer. In this case, you can bring Judy. Judy can also work by just forcing brute force against the enemies. But any other AoE attacker can help Bart. But you can also bring 3 damage dealers to assure that you will be able to clear the waves. Most of the enemies that are not weak against heat, they will also be weak against cold or lightning, so Yundin works pretty fine as well. There's a better place to farm for Yundin setups. Okay, so I will just run this, so maybe we can see if they are able to finish. Actually, I believe that Blue is better than Judy, but we just run this. All the enemies are weak to heat. I mean, not exactly all, but most of them. Well, this time we got only one enemy. That's strange. You see, 15k. Psycho Noise is usually enough. You can also bring Blue if you want. You see, all the enemies were weak against heat. And Judy didn't clear this wave. On this strategy, you usually have to bring a 3rd character. And that's also why I don't really recommend this setup here, since, you know, but the enemies were very close to dying, since we lack just a little few damage here. Yeah. So this covers plains. Yeah, plains is the stages with the number 6. Now we need to talk about the last one. The last one is the stages with the number 13. And they are usually the best ones after the stages with the number 9. That is why the enemies are always weak against cold, lightning, and most of the time they are also weak against either blunt or pierce. Well, I will enter the stage here and show you how I do it. Okay, so this will be the first strategy that I'll be explaining. This one is actually more easy to do, but it still requires a gunner that performs AoE damage. You can either be Professor in media. There's a problem with the Halloween Bunny, since Halloween Bunny cannot use it on, well, all times. Halloween Bunny is a good AoE damage dealer, but there's some problem with BP cycling. Emilia can do it because she can simply increase random shot to 7 BP and increase sweet trap to 14. And the other character I'm bringing is, well, Ziling. Ziling is easy because she's farmable. You can bring any character that can do rapid volley. There are some few characters that can do it. There's a version of Claudia that can do it, but it's not easy to, well, force her to use rapid volley. And then we have Fuse does not really work so easily as well, but it's possible to just use submachine gun. You just increase proton rocket to 13, and well, just use submachine gun 2 times in a row. It has to be fully awakened. We have another character that can do this, it's just Robin Girl. She's an S style, very easy to get, one of the best S style to max. Just awaken Rapid Volley and use her in the same way. We also had another character that we got from free in the past that can do the same, and it's Prince Thomas. Well, Prince Thomas has the same skills. So you have to bring AoE damage for Blunt and for Pierce. Well, that is if you don't have many magical attackers. So Emilia and Ziling are usually enough, and you can also bring Silver here. Even if you have the award Silver, she can do cold damage or lightning damage. Very cool to use here. I got her from my platinum tickets, but she's not trained yet. It's just to explain that Emilia and Ziling by themselves are enough to clear the stage. The formation is Divine Wall, so increases the dexterity for 2 characters in the backlines. And a good that you can bring 3 trainees here, just like we can do with City. Sometimes you need more than 1 turn to clear the waves, depending on which enemies you got. You know, 3 enemies were not weak against Pierce. But Emilia deals more damage than Ziling, that's for sure. And now we have 2 different enemies here. They were not weak to Pierce, but they were weak to Blunt, you know? We lacked a little more damage here. Probably if I train them a little more or get them levels a little higher, we will be able to cover this. You know, it was very few amounts of HP lacking. Yeah, it's over. Though if you want to bring 3 characters, it will be very easy as well. Or if my Silver was trained, that would work fine. So now we have to just use a different squad, and that will be by bringing Teacher Yoons in, since she's a very cool attacker for this. So we'll be using her alongside a Blunt attacker. Let's just check. Well, in Teacher Yoon's case, it's also easy to do since she's back again on the banner, and there is only one trick here that I already talked about in some past video. In order to kind of assure that she will keep using AoE, you have to inherit Squall with a non-awakened Squall and awaken Ice Javelin, so that she can, instead of using Aqua Viper, use Squall and then Ice Javelins every other turn. So we keep Emilia here, and like I said, it can be Professor, it can be other AoE attacker, but Emilia works pretty fine. So this is also the last stage that we'll be explaining on this video, because I think this covers all grounds. You can train a lot of different elemental types here. Yeah, only one was weak against that. So we have Squall as an opener. We killed all the enemies. And now we have Random Shot again and Ice Javelins. Actually, we got Squall again. No problem. But it's okay, it's enough to clear the waves, and like I said, this is the best way to just get some level ups with a lot of characters, just like you are seeing here. And the best way to keep your characters up to the challenges that we are receiving. So this is it, guys. Thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't. And I also be giving the link to the map here on the description of the video, so you can check later some other strategy that I'll be posting on my website as well. And if you want to support the channel, you can do so by either using Patreon, Coffee, or the PayPal links on the description of the video. We see each other on the next one. Bye!